Today we're making pizza, and what I have here is a 1 kilogram batch of Caputo Vera Pizza Napoletana dough. It's 65% hydration. I started it last night, mixed everything up, left it in the refrigerator overnight, mixed it for a couple of minutes this morning, gave it a couple of hour rise, and what I've got is a very nice, soft, delicate dough, very wet. There's a lot of flour on the board to keep it from sticking. What I'm going to do is make this into 6 280 gram dough balls. I've started using a scale for my dough balls, mostly because I'm just terrible at estimating, and I found that I was really off a lot of the time. So I've recently been using the scale to kind of check my weights. This way you end up with dough balls that are all the same size, which is nice if you're, 250... 280. Alright, so then what I try to do is get a nice skin. Get a nice skin around the dough where you can kind of pop the dough to kind of create a skin on top, and then using the boule throwing technique that Jim taught us all, what I'm doing is just rolling my dough ball side to side. Now you notice there's no flour here, and I'm doing this on stone, not on wood. And that's it. I made my first dough ball. So it's like you need enough flour to keep the dough from sticking to everything, but not so much flour that you can't get the surface tension on the top of the dough to make it to create that tension that it rises up against it. Give it some structure to rise. Okay, so I don't know. Trying to get some surface tension there. Seam side down. Give it a nice roll. And then into my storage proofing. Got my little proofing tray. Put my proofing tray on top. And that's it. I'm off. I'm going to make my 6 dough balls, and the next time we're back, we'll see if we can throw some pizzas in my Primavera oven. Hang on. Okay, I wanted to come back to the oven for just 1 minute. This oven, the fire's been burning for maybe 30-35 minutes. My stack of wood has fallen in. Just wanted to do a real quick check on the temperature, but the hearth, the floor underneath the fire, ouch, is about 770, 780 underneath where the wood's been going, and of course it's, high above 900 degrees in the dome. What I'm going to do now is push the all the coals and the ash over, leaving a good 3/4 of the oven's floor space for the pizza. So I'll be right back after I've done that. Hang on. The fire has come along very nicely. You can see we pushed all the coals to the left-hand side, have a couple of small pieces of wood that are burning. The flame is dancing up into the dome. The dome is very hot. The cooking floor itself, well, it's very hot. It's still over 800 degrees, so we're going to give it a second to kind of cool off. I think I'll cook a flatbread to take a little bit of the super high heat out of the floor. But other than that, we are ready to cook pizza. Here we go. Now I'm going to make my pizza. As you can see, this is one of my 280 gram dough balls from my Pizza Napoletana recipe. So what I've got a lot of, it's a very wet dough. I've got a lot of flour on the counter. I think the general principle is that extra flour will fall off of your dough, so that you don't really have to worry about incorporating a lot of dough, a lot of flour into your dough. I think the bigger risk is of course your pizza sticking to the board. I really do like making my pizzas on a stone board, on a stone, marble, granite, travertine, limestone work surface, and then I like to shoot the peel underneath the pizza when it's ready. As you can see, I'm not a great pizza-olo, but you get the idea. One of the things that I think is interesting about the Pizza Napoletana recipe is the idea that anywhere that you don't have sauce, the dough is going to really puff up. So this is one of the tricky parts, getting the kids to do this. But boy, I could never work in a restaurant, could I? I'm just not very fast. So I always like to push the sauce all the way out to the edge, so you don't get that huge sort of doughy, chewy edge on the pizza that I don't think is that nice of a flavor. A couple of rules, lessons that I think I've been told over the years. One is you should be able to see the dough through the sauce, so you don't want to have so much sauce on your dough that it's going to make it soggy. And going slow like this, the dough is absorbing the sauce sort of as we speak. And second is don't shoot your sauce around the pizza, off of the pizza base, onto the work surface. It'll get stuck, it'll make a wet spot, your pizza peel will stick, and you'll make a real big mess. I want to apologize. I went to 2 different stores today, and I don't have any basil. Sorry about that. But these are fresh little mozzarella balls that I'm just kind of breaking up. And I think we're looking pretty good. I always like to swirl olive oil on my pizza right at the last minute. Had a couple of bunches of basil. There's your margherita. So I'll get a pizza peel. We'll put this guy in the oven and see how it goes. I like shooting my pizza peel underneath the pizza on a some olive oil right there. On the work surface. I find that I'm just if you get accustomed to it, it's easy to keep your pizza quite round. And it's the easiest way to sort of make it on a nice flat surface and shoot it into the oven. So we're on our way to the oven. Next up. Okay, we're back. We've got our pizza. We're ready to shoot it into the oven. And then what we're going to see is that the pizza is going to quickly spring up, start to puff. The cheese is going to start to melt. It'll take anywhere from 90 seconds to 2 to 3 minutes to cook all the way through. And then I'll use my turning peel to turn the pizza in the oven. But for now, let's give it a second to rise and we'll be right back. We're back. I've turned the pizza once so that the brown part is now right here, facing slightly away from the fire. You can see the cornicione is starting to puff up. The cheese is starting to melt. Steam, puff, and I think we're looking real good. So this is going to get one more turn, and other than that, we're going to be ready to go. One more second. Okay, so I've turned that side of the pizza away from the fire, so now we're getting a nice char in the front of the pizza. We'll set it back. This is the turning peel. This is the one where you can rotate the pizza any way you want it, actually. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take the least well done side, face it toward the flame, and you'll see this side just sort of heat up and puff right up. But yeah, this is a nice hot oven. I think we're in for a good 90-second pizza here. And we'll bring this out. Take a look at the. We'll take a look at the bottom, and one last thing we can always do, which is sort of fun, although this pizza is doing just great. You can always, oh, that's beautiful. But you can always put the pizza up into the top of the oven. It'll pick up a little bit of the reflected heat off of the dome. It sort of works like a broiler. Can you see? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we got even more char and more puff in those last few seconds. So, there is our beautiful done pizza. I'm going to put it off on the side. I'll bring the camera over and take one last look at it. And we're done with our video. Good. Thanks a lot, everybody. This is the wrap up on our pizza Napoletana. So what we have is about a 11-inch pizza, 280 gram dough ball. We got a lot of nice char. All right, I left it in too long. Got a little bit of char around here, but the pizza itself is done nicely. Yeah, a little bit of char on the bottom. All right, maybe I overdid a little bit on the bottom too. But in general, this was a hot oven, a 90-second pizza, and that looks really good, and I'll keep practicing, and the next time I'm sure I can make it even better. Thanks, everybody. That's our pizza demonstration.